Now, in regards to sand size for your aquarium, I like about a 1/2 mil to 1 mil sand size, because if your sand is like this, where it's super fine, you'll find that it just gets dirty much faster. The other thing that will happen is that because the oxygen can't get into the sand, underneath the sand will quickly go anoxic, and anoxic bacteria will discharge hydrogen sulfide, which is the premise of old tank syndrome. So I would much rather use slightly thicker sand. I'm definitely not saying coarse sand, I'm saying more like that, 1/2 mil to 1 mil, as opposed to the really fine stuff. Because when the fish crap with the really fine stuff, you really find that the crap just lands on the bottom and is very visible. Whereas with the slightly thicker sand, at least it has some ability to go into it as opposed to land on it. And if you do have the fine stuff, make sure that you got plenty of scavengers that'll dig in the bottom and stop anoxic bacteria forming. And make sure that you are dosing the aquarium on a regular basis, say every quarter, with some aquarium detox, because the aquarium detox will really help to stop the formation of your anoxic bacteria. So slightly thicker sand is my choice for function, but the fine sand certainly looks good. So if you do have the fine sand, make sure that it's well stirred. The other annoying thing about the fine sand is your powerful pumps always end up blowing the sand away. So it's hard keeping the sand where you want it. It all tends to find its way into the back of the reef, which is the least place you want it. So that can actually be a bit annoying. But anyway, give us your thoughts. Tell us what sand you like. What have you had more or less success with in reference to the size of the sand. As far as the amount of the sand, I like a thin layer. I like just enough to cover the bottom, and I don't like it too thick, otherwise the chance of old tank syndrome is increased. And I do not use my sand for anaerobic bacteria. I just make sure I have marine pure, so I have plenty of anaerobic bacteria there, so I don't need to be relying on the sand for anaerobic bacteria. Anyway, give us your thoughts.